I don't think you want to do that, Mr. Jensen. Disengage lockdown, and whatever demons this station contains are likely to come crashing out on us.
Afraid to die, Darrow? Or just unwilling to face what you've done?
Oh, I know what I've done, believe me. I take no pleasure in it.
And yet you still did it.
I did what had to be done. 20 years ago, I gave the world augmentation technology. I thought I was giving it a bright future, but instead I gave it the means to destroy itself. No law, no UN regulation was going to fix that.
People are dying out there. Hundreds of thousands of people driven to the brink of insanity because of you.
I had to convince the world. Before today, people believed we should steal fire from the gods and redesign human nature. But human nature is the only thing we have that gives us a moral compass and the social skills we need to live in peace. Destroy it, and you destroy our very species.
Don't paint yourself a savior in this. What you're doing is insane.
Is it? When this is done, the Illuminati won't be able to control men and women like you as they had planned, from the inside out. No one will be able to use the technology I invented to make others into beings they desire. Something we both know has happened already.
You think you're Frankenstein? Killing his own monster?
Actually, Mr. Jensen, I prefer to think of myself as Daedalus, watching helplessly as his child crashes into the sea.
I'm ending this. Now.
You can't. The signal is being generated from the broadcast center at the base of this facility. Panchea's security system has been programmed to protect it, and will kill you before you even get close.
You designed that system, Darrow. You can tell me how to shut it down.
But I won't. You think what I'm doing is extreme. You simply don't understand. For humanity to survive beyond this century, it must abandon ill-conceived notions about transcendence and embrace change. But for that to happen, the hard lesson must be learned. Blood must be shed.
You think humanity needs to be punished? Is that it? Pain is the only thing people understand? By the time this is over, there will be no humanity left to embrace your change. The stress and horror you forced us to live through will have ripped it out of us.
I knew there would be casualties, but I thought, over time, surely the human spirit can recover. You, of all people, should be able to understand this. In your former career, were you not sometimes called upon to kill in the line of duty, to carry that grim responsibility in order to save others? You must realize this is no different. Only the scale has changed. Because the threat we face as a species is so extreme.
You've convinced yourself you're right, but whatever moral high ground you're standing on is nothing but a stack of innocent victims. You're trying to justify genocide. All your talk about ethics and ideals doesn't mean a damn compared to that.
Genocide? I'm trying to save our species, and you keep twisting my words. Don't you see? I created people like you. I made it possible for you to happen. If fate had dealt me a different hand, then perhaps neither of us would be here. Isn't it obvious how fate is now conspiring to overtake us both, to grind us beneath her wheels? We must see this through, lest people like you continue to evolve and destabilize society.
People like me? I'm no different than you, Darrow. I'm still a human being, just like all the men and women you're driving insane out there. Step back for just one moment and see it through our eyes. You've convinced yourself you're saving the world, but you're just lashing out in spite.
I don't give a damn how you see it. That is to say, I can't afford to. You think you have the measure of me, don't you? That I'm some common criminal you can bully into submission. Go on then. Beat the codes out of me. Lash out and prove me right about you and what augmentations have done to you.
You cover it up with all that pretense about saving the world, try to justify it. But deep down inside, you're nothing more than an angry child, spiteful, full of hate, envious and bitter. How petty is that?
Petty? I was betrayed by my own genetics, ruined by my own flesh. What right do you have to condemn me, to curse me? All I ever wanted was to build something good, something magnificent. And now, there's so much blood. So much blood. I will give you what you want, Mr. Jensen. Codes to shut down Panchaea's security system. But you'll still be in danger. Much of the system is self-determining and lethal. When you see it, maybe then you'll understand. The technology I created will not be the future any one of us desires. Please, help the world understand that.
There's more to this than that, though, right? Because although, you know, what Darrow says can be taken at face value, and, you know, there's a lot of personal stuff there, right? Him trying to end the augmentation development. More than that, he's obviously very bitter that, as you can see from his leg and his arm, his genetics, he's the opposite end of the spectrum from Jensen. His body just rejects augmentations, and he was the one who created them. He was the father of modern augmentation, and even he can't create augments that fit his body. He's jealous that he could never become augmented to the extent that Jensen is, because that was like what he probably set out to do at the very start. So, I mean, you can understand why he's doing this, but there's more than that, because while he doesn't want humans to have control over their own augmentation, he is willing to turn humans into computers, because we saw with the Hydra Project on Rifleman Bank Station. So there's more to this than all he's letting on.
The codes should help you shut down the Hyron Project, Panchaea's security system. When you see it, you will understand. There is no room for this technology in the world.
Or maybe the Hydra Project got out of his control. Because we didn't hear Hugh Darrow. We didn't hear about Hugh Darrow when we talked with, when we were looking at,
Do not let me keep you. Use the codes and shut down the signal. When you do, the fate of the world will be...
when we were dealing with the Hydra Project on Rifleman Bank Station.
Richard, the lockdown's disengaged. I'm heading back to the hangar to see if those blast doors are open. Have you been able to raise anyone?
I'm picking up several glimmers, but there's too much interference. I think you're on your own, Jensen.
Careful there, Francis. You almost sound like you regret that.
When we were dealing with the Hydra Project on Rifleman Bank Station, we didn't hear about Hugh Darrow. We heard about Bob Page. What if Darrow did see the results of the Hydra Project and didn't like them? Who is Bob Page? Lots and lots of questions. And as you can see outside, it's probably more NPCs than we've seen in the entire game. And as you can see, like, they're not designed the way they've placed these out in order to, you know, go on patrol routes like you've seen at times with, like, guards and stuff. They're just randomly wandering. And that makes it a lot harder to sneak by them.
You're the monster! It's your fault!
Because again, they're not on patrol paths. They're just masses of humanity. And if they spot you, they will attack you. Also, that's wonderful. We really could use that.
I don't want it. Get away!
Don't notice me, don't notice me, don't notice me. I think their range of view and their perception, we'll say, is a lot worse. Is a lot worse than most people. So it's a little bit easier to perceive. It's a little bit easier to walk past them than most guards and stuff, but still, the fact that they're patterns, they don't act like logical and rational people makes them a little harder to sneak by, in my opinion. I've always found the non-lethal playthrough, this was the hardest part of the game. It's a lot easier if you've got all of your big lethal, because that's the thing, right? One of the things I really like about this game thematically from this point onwards is you've built up this massive armory of lethal weapons if you're playing this lethally, and the final dungeon isn't some great facility filled with guards with big guns. It's this really sick, fucked up zombie apocalypse thing with guys that don't know any better. And if you are choosing to use your lethal weapons, you're not using them on guards who have lethal weapons as strong as you. You're using them on people that you could just kill with a pistol. Obviously, one weapon I will say is very useful here is Typhoon. If you
I can't let them take control. Got to keep control.
Hostile.
They're closing in.
Okay, I'll reload. Hopefully that's down the elevator. Typhoon, because they're all knocked up. They're all knocked up. They're all gathered up. They're all gathered up, and they're pretty easy to hit multiple targets with the Typhoon. So that's a pretty useful one. Can I break that without alarming everybody? Presumably not, but let's find it.
I can't stop.
It's only alarmed. It's not like they're gonna go set off an alarm panel, is it? Oh shit, gotta be careful I don't kill them if I'm gonna shoot that though. Okay. I wonder if they stay in a state of alarm. Whether they'll calm the fuck down at some point. Wouldn't surprise me if they didn't calm down, of course. They're in a state of constant panic at the moment. But it looks like they might just have calmed down a bit.
That's it. No one will get hurt. Stop running!
Oh. Well, almost. I think that might be a good strategy. But there's also a vent I saw there. That might be a better option. I could also... Oh, do I have a silenced pistol on me? No. It's a shame I don't have that silenced sniper rifle, eh? Could potentially... I mean, I think smashing up the windows would alarm them whether or not I had a silenced gun. I don't think it's the gun noise that's alerting them to my presence.
It's in my head. I know it is.
The game definitely takes a level in fucked up after Missing Link, which is kind of cool because they fit Missing Link in a very good point, I think. Because even though Missing Link is definitely another level of fucked up from what comes immediately following Missing Link, Missing Link's definitely more fucked up than what comes immediately afterwards. The game definitely takes its level in fucked up around now. So I think Missing Link is probably well played.
I know you're not there. Stop talking to me.
Alright, I'm pretty happy with how that went. Although I am concerned that we're running out of energy boosters. We're gonna have to try and use our cloaking mechanisms sparingly. It's gonna be quite difficult. But we don't actually have that many energy cells left. Wait, is this what I think it is? It is! Oh, thank goodness.
You seem relatively normal, nicht wahr?
All things considered, yeah. You okay?
Thankfully, I was able to barricade myself in here when things got out of control. So, is it safe to come out now?
No. The rest of the station is still under siege. You better stay here until help comes. In the meantime, is it possible to download Praxis software here?
Yes, of course. No damage was done to the computers. See for yourself.
Okay, we're definitely going to prioritize the energy boosts. Okay, that's fine. And then we'll buy our Praxis kits.
I will remain here, where it's safe. If you need help, or get word of help, please come back.
Okay, let's see what we can pick up with these Praxis points then. Sprint announcements fine and all. The arms are useless. I do like the idea of sprint enhancements. I feel like there's not a lot left. We could obviously get the mark targets thing. Cone of Vision is quite useful. I'm going to take the Cone of Vision one. And then I'll also go for sprint. Sprint harder and faster. Let's go for the lung one. Yeah. And then I also want my sort out my inventory a little bit. Like, there's ammo here that I just don't need. Like, shotgun ammo. Machine pistol ammo. I got way too much machine pistol ammo, man. Also, if you turn off automatic inventory management, it's probably a bad time to mention this, like, at the end of the game. If you turn off automatic inventory management, you can play inventory Tetris. Like, you can see you can flip stuff, you can play it on your own. There's no reason to turn off automatic inventory management. It does it pretty well. But if you do want to play inventory Tetris, you can.
I will remain.
Alright, so that's pretty much the end of our supplies. So that's all the energy we've got. How much have we actually got? We've got 11. We've got 11 cells plus the 3 we have up in the top left corner already. So that's it. That's what we got to work with.
This is William Taggart. If anyone out there is listening, I'm begging you, help. We've barricaded ourselves inside the core server room. Many of us are wounded. Please, save us. Please, save us.
Why did I pick up sniper rifle ammo? Okay, let's take out the map here. Core server room, you say? Where is the core server room? There's reach the broadcast center, but does it give you a marker for the core server room? Definitely want to find Taggart if I can. Let's see here. What's my automatic unlocking devices? 8.
No, there's no one here. It's all in your head. All in your head.
Bodies. All right, look. Now they fade away. Get out! Get out of my goddamn head!
Okay, I was hoping there was perhaps maybe something going on here, but oh well. One thing is also worth mentioning: if you're going for like the alarm achievement, these guys aren't going to trigger alarms. So if you are going for the alarm achievement, it's probably worth just going lethal here. It doesn't really matter. But of course, I want a pacifist playthrough. But being a pacifist doesn't stop me from using a few things, like this gas grenade. Because I believe the gas grenade is non-lethal.
You'll never get me.
You can, of course, also just use the
I don't want to have to do this.
you can just use the oh, that's a mistake. The stun gun. And you can just go full hostile at this stage. Because again, they're not going to set off alarm. Now, I'm not entirely sure about that. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to load my quick save. And I'm going to make a hard save. Just to make sure. And then I'm just going to go full I'm going to go full combat here. Because we have so much ammo at this stage that I feel like I can.
No, there's no one here. It's all in your head. Don't!
Because this stage of the game, you can just stealth past it, but it's so much hassle to do so.
Just get away from me.
So again, we're not gonna kill any of these guys,
Don't be difficult.
but we are gonna use our stun gun ammo. Because again, we just have so much of it.
Stop running!
And if we can catch a couple of them in double takedowns, that's of course a lot easier for us.
Don't run. It will be easier if you come out. They
Can't believe that
ruined me.
missed.
The bastards ruined me.
We don't have enough stun gun ammo to keep missing like that. As you can see, they do quite a lot of damage with a hit, so gotta be careful with them. They don't drop any ammo either, so I don't think they give any experience, so no real need to go crazy on killing them, or you know, taking them out if you're going for like a full experience playthrough. Again, I don't know where the central control room is, but I'm pretty sure one of the objectives is down here. Hopefully they're not dead. Oh, they didn't even get knocked out. They just got dazed a little bit. Stun. Okay. Nobody's dead.
Is anybody there? Can you hear me? I've got survivors here. We've locked ourselves in the machine room. Please,
Please, let it be.
help us.
Alright, Zaref's here, and so is Taggart. We need to find both of them. But I don't know if there's actually a marker on our map for either of them. I do believe this is the way to one of them, though. Probably Taggart. Oh, it's Zaref. Hi.
Adam! Oh, thank God you came. I've got wounded here. We'll have to move them first.
We can't move anyone yet. Not until I get to the base of the station and shut down Darrow's broadcast.
What? Why?
The chaos you experienced here, it's everywhere. The Illuminati created a biochip that stops people from using enhanced abilities, and Darrow turned it into a kill switch.
Oh my God, you... We gotta fix this, Adam. If people realize what's happened, if they believe augmentation technology created this chaos, they'll ban human enhancement research forever.
And that would be a bad thing.
Yes, it would! Don't you see what's at stake here? Ever since man first crawled out of that ocean, we've been striving to be more than we are. Augmentation technology is just the latest, greatest step on a very long road. But we've barely scratched the surface of its potential. We can't let fear stop us from continuing.
That's your belief, Seraph. Not everyone shares it.
But you do, Adam. I know it. And if we work together, we can really make a difference. We can improve the lives of everyone, but only if we fix this.
Go on.
We'd have to get a message out after you shut down Hugh's signal. Tell the world Tell them the Humanity Front did this. That their doctors created a virus that only affects augmented people.
You mean lie?
It'll give us time, son. Time to figure out how to destroy the Illuminati's biochips and move on.
And what about the people who've been hurt by this? Don't they deserve the truth?
I had them. If we want the freedom to become more than we are, we can't be blinded by a misguided morality. Some people will be left behind. It's reality. It's evolution, son.
Right. Evolution based on my DNA.
Please, son, you have to stay with me on this.
I'll think about it.
It's evolution, son. Nanomachines, son. Okay. We found somebody at least. And some Brent darts, which are going to be useful, for sure. Peps is probably a decent weapon to use here, but eh. Hyron. That is what Darrow was talking about. Hyron does sound awfully like Hydra Project, doesn't it? Could there be a Hydra Project called Hyron here? I hope oh god. I didn't kill those people.
Shadows! Stay away! Stay away from me! Go away! Die, you monster! Oh, nice.
I'm wasting stun gun ammo like it's going out of business.
Closer! Come! No!
Using a few trank darts is probably a smart idea here.
Go Eagles! Go away! You don't get me! Even there! Get away!
Just to preserve a little bit of stun gun ammo. So yeah, I made that hard save, so if that does mess up the Foxiest of the Hounds achievement, which is the one for not setting off any alarms throughout the game, then we can go back to that save.
I don't want to. They're making me do.
Oh, no, I'm okay. Uh-oh, what happened there?
Get away! I'm ready. I expect me to
Look, the pacifist playthrough doesn't like technically have to be nobody dies. Right, like I think for the achievement it does, but you guys have seen throughout the game how I've been handling pacifism. I don't need to like show you, oh, I definitely didn't. Like I definitely would have gotten the pacifist achievement. That's not actually a big deal. I already have the achievement, and you've seen how like a pacifist playthrough goes. So even if that guy does count as a kill, you can see like I had nothing to do with that. Just like I think you might even not be able to get the achievement if you don't convince Sandoval to not shoot himself. So that could have already jeopardized our pacifist playthrough. Again, not a big deal. I've been playing the game in a pacifist way, I think it's fair to say. Which one could be the central computer room, though? That's the question. Because I definitely want to go talk to Taggart. I mean, he's going to have something, I think, a little different to say about the message rather than trying to blame Humanity Front, considering he is Humanity Front. Also, the fact this elevator is taking a while worries me. Is this the elevator? I don't know. Might not be. So, we started off the episode with the Darrow debate. And the Darrow debate, I mentioned the last episode, or I mentioned before, that some of the conversations in Human Revolution are RNG. And they are random. But with the Darrow debate in particular, the randomness comes from what he says. If you're able to respond the same way every time, I think you tend to get the same results. But it does depend on what exactly he says to you. So there's a lot of really good guides online about what to respond to what when it comes to Darrow. I recommend looking them up if you're curious. You can skip like all of these guys, so I'm going to. But again, I'm worried about where Taggart is. So I tell you what, I think we're very close to the end. Can I shut off this guy? Appears not. Okay, I'm running out of energy, so I'm going to leave this be. Yeah, we're getting very close to the end of the game, so I'm going to end off the episode here, and in the next episode of Deus Ex Human Revolution, we're going to do an hour-long plus finale. So join me next time for the final episode of Deus Ex Human Revolution.